Hey there guys, if you're a Carrot Bars affiliate or a prospective Carrot Bars affiliate or somebody looking to speculate with Carrot Bars and you're trying to understand how the coin purchase works and how things would be affected at Hardfolk, I've put together this formula driven spreadsheet which will hopefully help you understand, and hopefully it explains enough that you actually get a handle on how all of this is going to work. I'll tell you that I'm not a financial advisor. I don't work for Carrot Bars, and I'm just an affiliate, and I've asked a million questions and I've come up with some answers, having spoken to some senior guys, and this is my understanding. I'm not for one second saying this is verified by Carrot Bars themselves. As a company, I don't think any of them, unless they watch this video, have no idea that this thing actually exists, and it's just my understanding. So in the description I'll put my email. If you feel this spreadsheet holds some value and it's something that you can use, or that you just want to mess around with for yourself, or to show a prospect, get an idea or show them an idea as to how this actually works, feel free, just mail me and call it the Hardfolk calculation spreadsheet that you're after, and I'll happily send it to you. There's no intellectual property to this, and you can share it with whoever you like. If Carrot Bars see this and they decide that this is something they don't want out in the open public and they tell me to take it off, I will. This, like I say, this is just my view on what's going on here. So anyway, let me explain what this is all about. So on the spreadsheet you'll see there's a lot of yellow blocks. These are variables that you can change, and because it's formula driven, the extrapolation of the results will change obviously accordingly. So as of today, the 30th of October 2019, the gold spot price, as far as I know, is trading at $1,490 US. Because Carrot Bars is a German company, a European company, everything they do and talk about is in euros. So what I've done is I've put the US dollar euro exchange rate in there to bring this all down to a common denominator in euros. And we have a static price until Hardfolk on the KCB, which is trading at 14 euro cents at the moment. That nothing can change. And the open market exchange price that I've seen on 3 different sites this morning is trading, give or take, 2 euro cents per coin. Okay, there are 31.1 grams of gold in a troy ounce. As I said, the price is trading today at 1,490 US. If you convert that into grams, it's 47.91 US dollars per gram, and if you do that conversion to euros, it would be 43.11 euros per gram. Okay. So what happens when you buy a pack? The profit packs. So if you bought a 150 euro pack, it would cost you 150 euros, and in your own home currency, what I would advise you to do there, or what you must do there, is put in your own currency exchange value, whatever that currency is. The US dollar, you would actually put in 1.1 there to bring it back to dollars, and Zim dollars, you'd put in 7 billion, whatever. So just check on your exchanges what your currency trades against the euro, not the dollar, the euro. Okay, put that value in there, and then you'll see all the answers here, all the cells that are giving red numbers. Those are your local currency based on the fact that you've put that exchange rate in there. So in my case, or in South Africa, 2,445 rand, excluding a couple of rands in transaction fees, will buy you a 150 euro pack. Now if you take 150 euros divided by 14 cents per coin, and it'll end up with 1,071 coins. Okay. Each profit pack, as you can see on this document, and this is the latest one I know of, there it is, profit pack number 1, 150 euros, comes with 0.2 grams of gold. That's a separate issue, not part of this calculation. Buys you bronze status, you get 100% coin, plus as a buyer you get 50% additional bonus coins. So that being the case, if you put the 50% in there, you paid for 1,071 coins and you ended up with 1,607. So I will explain to you why this bonus percentage is so important, and why this makes this whole speculation, or I don't want to call it an investment because I'm not an investment broker, I'm not a financial advisor, I can't use the word legally, but let's call it a speculation, okay? And this is something that you would have to do your own due diligence on and understand whether this is something that you want to do. I'm not dictating, I'm just giving you some information that you can use at your own discretion. So ultimately you end up with 1,607 coins, having spent 150 euros. Okay, so Hardfolk. On the 15th of December 2019 is the last date. The company will do a hard fork where they would merge the KCB coin, the ICO coin at the moment, and the old existing open exchange KBC coin, and they will put them together and create one basic coin, which I understand will be called the KBC mainnet coin. All right. So in order to do that, you can't change the price of the KBC coin. Only the market can determine that price. And at hard fork, the price would have escalated between today and on the 15th. It might go down, whatever the case is. The open exchange KBC coin price will vary. All right, and there's nothing the company can do to affect that price. So, but the KCB coin that's trading at 14 cents, they now need to bring both coins to a common denominator, being the KBC's price on the day of hard fork. And how would they do that? Well, they would do a ratio, and if you took the price of the KCB at 14 and you divided it by the open exchange price on the day of hard fork, let's assume it's going to be 2 cents as it is today. That would create a ratio of 7, which means the company would then multiply all your KCB coins in your possession on CaratBit. They would multiply them by that ratio, in this case by 7, which means 1,607 coins becomes 11,250 coins. So it doesn't change the value of anything that you've got, because you now have a lot more coins, 7 times more coins, but at 7 times less the value of each coin. So 14 became 2. You understand? So that's why the ratio would be that. The ultimate result is that you'd have both coins trading at exactly the same price on the day of hard fork. From there on, the KBC mainnet coin will, the price will change on the open exchange based on demand, and everything that goes with our cryptos are basically traded. Okay, just bear in mind the difference is that this is a crypto that is based and surrounded, I don't know how else to say it, it's surrounded by a gold trading company whose ultimate goal is to peg the value of one coin to the value of 1 gram of gold. And the stability around gold and everything that gold represents is basically what this coin would represent. Now, no other coin does that. As far as I know, I don't know of any actual coin other than this that is even backed by anything, or based on anything, or secured by anything, or related to anything other than a digital representation of a transaction, as far as I know. I might be wrong, so what? The point is, we're talking about KBC or KBC mainnet coin now. Okay, so this block of information over here is giving you information based on what the coin related to the value of gold is. Okay, so at the moment, if you own KBC coins, you can put them on CaratBit and you can trade them in at 100-to-1 ratio at the moment. And as far as I understand, that'll happen right up until the end of the year, till the 1st of January. The ratio would be, or the exchange ratio would be 100-to-1 for 1 gram of gold. Okay, that being the case, at the given prices as we sit here now, if you took 11,250 coins, all of them, and exchanged all of them at a rate of 100-to-1, you would end up with 112.5 grams of gold, cash gold. Okay? That 112.5 grams of gold, or value of coin that you have now, relates at the price of a gram in euros at 43.11. It means that you effectively own 4,850 euros worth of gold coin, same thing. Okay, if you want to go back to your own home currency, it'll give you a different number there. In my case, 2,445 rands worth of spend for 150 euro pack will then turn into 79,061 rand. Okay, just bear in mind at the moment there is a limitation as to how many grams of gold you can do. At the moment, you can only do 1 gram of gold per day. So in other words, you can only take 100 coins a day and convert them into gold. And I'm suspecting, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm suspecting, if you imagine, if every single coin owner that is an affiliate of the 750,000 of them that there are, and the billions of coins that there are, if everybody all at once had to now go and convert at 100 to 1, you'd need a shitload of gold to do that, which I don't think the company actually has in their possession. Although they own the mines, I don't know that it's still in the ground, but I'm speculating that as time goes by and as their vaulted gold quantity goes up, so they will release more and more per day, if that's how people want to convert their coin into gold. So until that point in time, I wouldn't concern myself. The fact is that you own those coins, and at 100 to 1, that's what they're worth. In January, that number becomes 75 to 1, so the value goes up. And ultimately, if the coin reached the value of 1 gram of gold, that's what you would end up with. Your 11,250 coins would be would end up at 485,000 euros. This is at the time. This is given the facts as they are here now. In other words, the KBC coin on Hardfolk is still at 2 cents as it is today. The ratio becomes 7, which converts your 1,607 coins into 11,250, and each one of those coins becomes the value of 1 gram of gold at 43 euros 11 cents. That is what the value of everything is. Okay? Now, it might sound ridiculous. Well, the fact is, this is how the calculations work. You can check the equations, you can check the formulas that I've put in here, and the understanding, as I see it, this is the net result. Okay? That's based on the value of actual gold, and whether you're doing a exchange a certain amount of coins for a gram of gold. Okay? That's how that pans out. Now, there's no reason why that couldn't happen. I mean, in other words, you're saying, or we are saying, the price of a KBC mainnet coin ultimately will become $43.11. That being the case, that's what the answer is. So why is that impossible? Bitcoin trading at $8,000 ended up at $17,000 at one point. And when I say that to people, the first reaction is, well, oh, that's Bitcoin. You know, we're talking about a 10-year-old coin that's got 197 billion cap. So what? 197 billion cap. Geez, you make that sound as if, oh God, that's the almighty of all coins. Well, you want to put that into perspective? I'm willing to bet the number 97 biggest company in America does that 197 billion turnover in a year. If you had to take all the world's currencies, convert them all to dollars, from what I understand, you're talking about $177 trillion worth of world currencies. So 197 billion is actually a little drop in the ocean. So it's not the almighty. It's still in its infancy as far as cryptocurrencies are concerned. And if you understand what's happening with the adoption on all central banks, wanting to convert fiat systems into blockchain technology, which I believe they have no choice if you really think about it. If you take the credit risk of how currency is created and the fact that the reserve banks just keep printing it and devaluing the value of fiat currencies all over the world every single day, it's a bubble that has to pop. It's a system that has to pop. And you can go and watch thousands of YouTube videos that will explain that a lot better than I am. But that's what I believe is going to happen. I understand that the fiat system cannot continue the way it is. So should the world go onto a blockchain protective type system, cryptocurrencies adoption will skyrocket through the roof. And who's to say that Bitcoin is going to come out on top? I'm not saying Bitcoin is a bad thing. Don't misunderstand me. Every coin has its value. Every coin has a purpose. There's utility coins. There's security tokens. There's, you name it. They all have a purpose. And yes, Bitcoin at the moment is the top-notch, ranked #1, based on the fact that it has the highest market cap. So imagine when you take a coin and it becomes the value of 1 gram of gold. Do you not for 1 second think that the mass adoption on on that type of coin that actually comes with an actual security, something that it is based on. And when you have an issue with your coin, or you have an issue with your ecosystem that you're using to trade, you actually pick up the phone and you phone somebody at Karatbars and you discuss with a live human being that there's an issue or whatever the case is, or you send an email. So I don't know that there's any other coin, maybe Ripple. I'm not an expert on cryptocurrencies, but my common sense is telling me certain things. And as far as I know, Ripple you can phone, or they exist as a company. But who owns Bitcoin? Nobody. It's a digital representation of a transaction that happened that stays verified in an open ledger, and that's basically what it is. Bitcoin and most of the other coins are basically traded, and the only thing that gives them any value is the fact that there's faith. Somebody has faith that if they buy a Bitcoin, somebody else will buy it from at the same price or more. Okay? Or people are using coins as utilities, Bitcoin included, where people are using it to basically transact at a lower price, and they can move mountains and mountains of money. They can store it there, they can leave it there, speculate with it that it might grow, and then offload it, make a profit, or transact. Criminals might use it for a different purpose, whatever the case is. But yeah, you're sitting on a coin that is actually attached to a company that understands the gold trading. And when the world goes onto a gold standard, and I have no doubt, the world has to go back onto a gold standard. Go and watch videos from a guy called Jim Rickards. He'll explain it to you very nicely. And it's inevitable. The Chinese are buying gold like it's going out of fashion. There's a reason why people do that. Anyway, let's get back to the facts here. So this relates to your coin as an expression of the value related to gold. I don't know how else to explain that, and believe me, the conversion of coin to 1 gram ratio, or the limitation, I believe will change as the price of the coins go up, as the physical vaulted gold that the company actually owns. So they will do that. I actually prefer the fact that they limit it at the moment, because imagine if every affiliate had a run on the system, converted at 100 to 1, or in January at 75 to 1, what would you be left with? You know what I mean? So as far as I'm concerned, the company has actually been extremely responsible in how they're actually going forward with this thing. Okay, so if you look at it only from a coin-related value, so you buy coins, you're not converting them to gold, or you've done your 1 gram for the day, but you're now in a predicament where you need to offload and get cash. Now you need to go into the open exchange, whether you do it directly on Karatbit, or whether you move your coins into whatever other exchanges are trading in KBC, 9 of which I know exist at the moment already, and you now want to convert back to cash. Okay, what is that worth to you? You paid 150 euros, you got 50% bonus coins, so you got in excess of you ended up with 1,607 coins. That bonus reflects across the side here. So you paid 2 cents, and at 2 cents, it's already worth 225 euros. Okay, let me say that again. You paid 150 euros, and it's worth 225 euros. Why? Because you got a 50% bonus. Simple as that. So if the price doesn't change, you're in the plus off the bat. That's without increase of the price of the coin. So, and let me tell you, I'll show you something different. If you change, the more you spend and the higher the bonuses are, the better the results. If you bought the 5,200 euro WIMP pack at the moment, that thing comes with, as a buyer, comes with 150% bonus. So 150% bonus, you spend 5,200, you end up with 13,000. That's 150% growth on what you spent, purely because of the bonus. So if nothing changes in the price, what have you got to lose? The only way you would lose is if the coin lost 150% of its value. And if that happened, you'd still be at break even. Okay? Just by the way, if you go back to the gold related values, if you had to buy a 5,200 euro pack and have 150% bonus, and at Hardfolk the price is 2 cents, your coin multiplied by 7 would give you 650,000, and if you converted it in January, let's say, at 75 to 1, it would take you 8,666 days, because you can only do 1 gram a day, So in your lifetime, that would never happen. That's why I'm telling you, it will change. But look at the differences in value. You spent 5,200 and you ended up with 373,000. As a South African, you spent 84,000 and you ended up with 6 million value. At the point where if they allowed you to convert 75 coins to 1. Now let me show you what happens when the coin value becomes 1. 1 coin, 1 gram. 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Have a look at that. As a South African, you spent 84,000 rand, you are now halfway to being a billionaire. Now, I don't know what pension scheme, annuity scheme, investment type portfolio, buying antiques, whatever, can give you this kind of return. Okay, and if the drive of the company is to pull the coin up to the price of what the value of gold is, and you know what, the company won't actually do it, the system will do it. The owners of the coin will do it because it's all related to gold. And whatever the price of gold is, that's where the coin will eventually end up. And you know what, if it only got to 10% of that value, 10% of that value, the number is still impressive. The number still exceeds anything any investment can do for you now. Look, like I said, I'm not an investment broker, I'm not a financial advisor, but I've yet to hear of any growth portfolio that can exceed something like 13%. In my life, anything that I've invested in, trying to secure my future, trying to secure my old age, they've all been pretty dismal, to say the least. And for obvious reasons, because they're basically linked to old age systems that grow, and the inflation rate determines half the growth, and how the professional brokers would speculate, or whatever the case is, they can't get any better results than what this is. And you ask yourself, okay, so why is this then going to be any different? Well, this is new, for one. I'm not saying gold is new, but the mythology and the whole roadmap as to how this company is going to work is different. Now, here's another question. Why would a company make a voice over blockchain protocol phone and computer? In my view, to protect wealth. These are unhackable devices. Why would the company go to that much trouble to invest in protecting wealth? Because that's ultimately what those two devices do. Because they know there will be wealth. There will be vast wealth. And a company that goes to the trouble to protect what they've helped you create says a lot for the company. That's visionary. I mean, nobody else has made the voice over blockchain phone. Nobody else has made the voice over blockchain protocol computer. These are devices that come with built-in cold storage, protection. So that to me says they know there will be wealth, and they know they need to protect it. So if there's going to be wealth, I'd like to be a part of it. And everything about what I've seen, I've been to many seminars. I've been to the gold celebration in July. I went to another big one that happened here in Gallagher. We had over 3,000 people there that were all trying to understand what this company is about. And I can't see how this can fail. It's surrounded by gold, and gold has never failed. Gold prices, yes, they do go up, they do go down. But if you go back 2,800 years and what the price of gold was back then, and you look at the price of gold today, it's had a steady growth. It's had its good spikes, it's had its couple of downs, or whatever the case is. But the value of gold remains what it is. There's a picture that depicts it properly on one of the presentations. And by the way, if you're an affiliate and you're trying to get prospects, you have to get your guys to the presentations. Nothing I'm going to say here will have the impact that one of those presentations will do. These leaders that are presenting are brilliant. They are absolutely brilliant. So do it. You want to help people, you want to help your family, you want to help your best friends and your friends and whatever the case is, and in general you just want to help people. Get them to a presentation, because that explains everything, and it makes the picture very, very clear. Way better than what I'm trying to explain to you now. This is just a simple little analogy as to coin value, but the presentations do proper justice, that I can assure you. So if you're a prospect and you're not really sure or you're not convinced or whatever the case is, ask your upline or whoever's introduced you to this product to get to one of the presentations. They might not be a firm believer. Who knows? The point is, you stand with an opportunity to make a decision that will change your life. So if that's something that you want to do, you want to look after your wealth, you want to preserve what you have, go to one of the presentations and drag your upline if he's not that keen. Drag him there. Trust me, it's absolutely worth the hour and a half of what that presentation is and what it represents. Okay, so let me show you what happens with the coin related values only. So let's say you're not actually going to do the conversions, and sorry, I got a bit carried away there, but okay, so you've done your 100 grams for the coin exchange, you've got your 1 gram for the day, and now you need to liquidate some of your coins. Let's show you what the value is. You paid 2 cents, and 6 months later, whenever that is, sometime in March next year, or whatever the case is, the price of the coin escalates, which we know it will, and it goes to 5 cents. So you spend 5,200 euros, you bought 92,000 coins, they were converted into 650,000 because the main net price of the KBC at Hardfolk was 2 cents, and all of a sudden the net result is that all the coins that you bought now represent the value of 32,500. You only spent 5,200. So how does that number change if the price of the coin becomes 50 cents? Just 50. Not €1, 50 cents. You paid 2, they're now 50. You own 650,000 of them because of the bonus and everything that you got. There it is, 325,000. South African, you paid 84,000 for a WIM pack. You got a brilliant computer. Your wealth is protected. Oh, and just by the way, the coin that you own is now worth 5 million because the price went up to 50 cents. Shall I carry on? Shall I change the price of that coin to 1? The price of the coin goes to €1. You own 650,000 coins. Okay, let me bring you back to reality. So stop the dreaming. Let's be real. I can't imagine that this KBC price is going to remain at 2 cents at Hardfolk. History has proven, our little history that we follow as far as Karatbars affiliates. I started in March this year. So at the gold celebration in July, the price got right up to 12 cents. There's no reason why that won't happen again now. And thankfully now, the criminals that were dumping coins to, I mean, that's what criminals do. They steal something, they have it for free, they sell it, they make a profit. They don't care how much that profit is, they didn't pay for anything. So as far as I understand now, that criminal element is gone. So there's no reason why the price of the KBC won't now escalate, especially the closer we get to Hardfolk Day. So let's assume that happens and the price of the coin goes up to 7 cents. Okay, let's just be conservative, whatever the case is. There's the net result. So because the price is now 7 and the KCB price is 14, and we need to now merge these two coins, and we do it the way I explained earlier, the ratio now becomes 2. So your 92,000 coins that you effectively bought, including your 150% bonus, now becomes 185,000 coins. Those 185,000 coins at 6 months down the line at a €1 per coin now becomes 185,000. So what I'm trying to illustrate here now is that the higher the price of the KBC coin goes towards Hardfolk, the smaller the net result number at the end of the day would become, purely because the exchange ratio, the Hardfolk ratio, will get smaller the bigger the higher the value of the KBC. So as an affiliate, we hope that the price doesn't. I'm sure as the company, they hope that it does. I don't know. I've never actually asked that question directly of anybody that works for Karatbars, or one of the managers that I've met and the guys that I've seen at all these presentations and that. But that in effect is basically what will transpire there. So is this something that you want to get into? I don't know. I'll put the description of this, I'll put in the description of this YouTube video, I'll put my email address. So if you want this document, just send me an email, just say Hardfolk calculation spreadsheet, send it to me, whatever, and I'll happily send it to you. There's no intellectual property here. And if somebody can find any errors in this document or my understanding of that, please, I'd be thankful if somebody could come back and tell me that is the case. And Karatbars management watch this and they're not happy with me showing this. I can't see why, but if they did and they asked me to take it off YouTube, no problem, I'll take it off. But I just thought it was pretty useful, and it's actually fun when you start to change the numbers. I mean, what is your prediction as an individual? What do you think the price of gold will become in 2 years' time? January, Chinese go into a gold standard, which might very well happen, and the price of gold goes through the roof. So let's assume the price climbs up to 1,700. The numbers change, and the higher the price of gold goes, the wealthier we all become, as long as you own the coin. So decide, play around with this thing. It's a very simple document, but it gives you some nice insight as to what you're basically getting yourself into. The important question to ask is, what is there that will stop this company from becoming a major player in how the crypto system works as a payment method and wealth preservation? What will stop this company from doing that? Go and check out things like K-Merchant if you want to understand how adoption of cryptos might happen and why it would happen. K-Merchant, I think, is just phenomenal in how it allows everybody with crypto to be able to trade and revert back to fiat, as long as fiat will last. And ultimately, one day when it does fall on its backside, it'll still be part of a system that has taken over. The reason why fiat would fail is because this will succeed, as far as I'm concerned. So go and check out those things. Go and check out the K1 Impulse phone. Go and check out the Women computer. Go and check out how K-Merchant works. And go onto Karatgold's website, and there's some nice presentation videos there. Ultimately, you really want to understand what's going on here. You really want to know that you are making a good choice in how you're going to secure your future and grow your wealth. Go to a presentation. It'll blow your mind, man. These numbers prove it. So anyway, I hope you get some value out of this. Any comments that you want to make, send them rather to my email address, please. I don't really go into YouTube a lot. So just send me a mail. I'll see the mail, and if you've got criticism, please just be gentle. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this and find it pretty useful. Enjoy.